Sadio Mane knows the truth about Liverpool's Roberto Firmino problem. Roberto Firmino's role for club and country seems to be changing, but Liverpool have already taken advantage. As fans debate Liverpool's strongest 11 and clamour for new attacking signings during this summer close season, one player emerges as a casualty of both. Roberto Firmino. The Brazilian has predominantly been one of the first men on Jurgen Klopp's team sheet ever since the German first took over at Anfield in October 2015. But despite his efforts for the Reds, helping them to Premier League, Champions League and FIFA Club World Cup glory, the 29-year-old's place in Liverpool's team is no longer as secure as it once was. With Diogo Jota enjoying an impressive first season on Merseyside, some call for him to now be first choice ahead of Firmino. While others would happily sacrifice his services if it led to a fantasy swoop for Kylian Mbappé or Erling Haaland, or a more realistic move for the likes of Donyell Malen. Yet, despite the forward increasingly being taken for granted, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane both love playing with the Brazil international, with the latter going public with a defense of his fellow forward back in February. "He deserves more credit than me and Mo, for sure," the Senegalese told ESPN Brazil. But it is part of football, people always seeing the goals scored. But without Bobby, I don't see me and Mo score as many goals as we have, to be honest. He makes everything easier for us. Brazil are just lucky to have Firmino. I have always said to Bobby, you will have to change your nationality and come to Senegal. For me, that would be a dream. I just love him. I think he is my favorite teammate. Mane is right, of course. Despite the work rate and the vision, the pressing and the passing, and enough tricks and flicks to build the most impressive of YouTube montages. There are some that will always judge Firmino on his goals return. It has admittedly dwindled in recent years. After posting double figures in each of his first two seasons on Merseyside, Salah's arrival at Liverpool coincided with Firmino recording a career-best total of 27 goals in 2017-18. Yet the Reds had nothing to show for such efforts, even if the Brazilian's 11 goals in Europe helped his side reach the Champions League final. Year on year his goal return has lowered ever since, yet his side have started to win trophies. He returned 16 in 2018-19 as Liverpool won the Champions League and 12 in 2019-20 as that was followed up by Premier League glory. Yet fingers were pointed in his direction as the Reds struggled last season and he returned just 9 goals, failing to return double figures for the first time since 2012-13. It doesn't matter that he has boasted 69 assists since moving to Anfield in the summer of 2015. Some will never be able to look past his goals return of 87 goals from 292 games, with such a total not befitting of a Liverpool number 9. Granted, it's not as impressive as Salah's 125 in 203 games or Mane's 97 in 218 outings for the Reds, but, as the latter pointed out, they are able to reach such totals thanks to Firmino. Of course, such scrutiny is by no means unique to Liverpool, with his place in the Brazil lineup also under threat. The 29-year-old was on the scoresheet with a powerful header in midweek as the Selecao came from behind to beat Colombia in the Copa America. But he was only a half-time substitute and is yet to start for them in the tournament. When you boast the talents of Neymar, perhaps that is not a surprise, yet being on the bench for his country is a new experience for Firmino. Prior to this summer's continental tournament, he had started all but 3 of Brazil's previous 19 matches, featuring in all and returning 7 goals. And 4 assists as he cemented his place following their failings at the 2018 World Cup and played a vital role in winning the Copa America in 2019. Yet for his homeland's opening game of the tournament against Venezuela, he was an unused substitute for the first time since October 2018, before only being granted 18 minutes from the bench in their second outing against Peru. Considering Tite's rotation of his squad at the Copa America, as highlighted by playing Alisson, Ederson and Roberto both playing once apiece in goal in the group stages so far, Firmino's lack of game time is even more curious. One of 8 attacking options in the squad, along with Neymar, Richarlison, Gabriel Jesus, Vinicius Jr., Everton soars. Gabriel Barbosa and Everton Ribeiro. Firmino is the of only 2 yet to start for Brazil at this summer's tournament. Neymar and Gabriel Jesus have started all 3 group games, operating out wide in a 4-3-3 for their opening game against Venezuela and partnering each other in attack in a 4-4-2 against Colombia. With the former up front and the latter on the flanks in the same system in between against Peru. Meanwhile, Richarlison was up front against the Venezuelans and on the wings against Colombia for his 2 starts. With Gabriel Barbosa starting once up front and Everton Soares and Everton Ribeiro both starting once out wide. Elsewhere, Vinicius Jr., Gabriel Barbosa and Everton Ribeiro have all been preferred from the bench ahead of Firmino at one point or another so far during the tournament. With sides allowed to name a maximum squad of 28 players, Brazil selected 24, and being free to utilize 5 substitutions in each game, perhaps such rotation was to be expected from Brazil. But considering Firmino's status in the squad prior to Copa America, it does suggest he has slipped down the pecking order. If Tite has made such a decision, the Brazilian find himself in a similar position back on Merseyside next season. With Jota breathing down his neck and the fan furore that would greet any possible new attacking signing at Anfield. Despite club insiders insisting they have no plans for such recruitment this summer. Yet, Firmino's response to such a setback for Brazil was to emerge from the bench and score against Colombia. While fans' jaws dropped at one piece of skill that was shared all over social media to set up Neymar that should have resulted in a goal. And for Liverpool, he has always been a big game player. From his 87 goals for the Reds, 16 have come in the Champions League against the likes of Porto, Roma, Paris Saint-Germain and Atletico Madrid. While 23 have come against Big Six Premier League clubs Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. Boasting late winners and vital away goals aplenty, he also scored the goal against Flamengo that saw Liverpool crowned champions of the world and is very much Clark's man for the big occasion. There are similarities to another former Liverpool frontman who was underappreciated during his own time at Anfield. With the same goals total stick also used to beat Dirk Kuyt throughout his 6 years with the club. Boasting the same work ethic and energy, both players forged their name for the Reds in a position they weren't initially signed to fulfill. Signed as a striker off the back of 4 goal-laden seasons in the Eredivisie, breaking the 20-goal barrier in each. Kuyt performed such a role in his first season Merseyside without the returns to back it up. With Rafa Benitez promptly transforming the Dutchman into a wide right forward with Fernando Torres then signed as his main goal threat in attack. Firmino has ultimately performed the opposite procedure at Liverpool, having been signed as a playmaker only to be utilised up front following Klopp's arrival at Anfield. And while the Brazilian might not boast the goals you would expect of a Reds number 9, his manager already possesses the answer in front of goal in Salah, Mane and Jota, with the 29-year-old, although capable, instead providing a different threat. While both Kuyt and Firmino's places were repeatedly the subject of scrutiny, their inclusions in Liverpool's size continued with their managers knowing their importance. With the duo repeatedly stepping up to the plate for the Reds when it mattered most. Firmino is Clark's kite, doused with a samba style and flair, and will remain one of his most trusted lieutenants for as long as the German remains at Anfield. Now looking back, supporters can truly appreciate the Dutchman's contributions to the Liverpool cause. And it will be the same for the Brazilian when the time comes for him to leave in search of pastures new. Be careful what you wish for. Whether it's under the threat of Jota or any other future attacking recruit. Firmino will continue to be taken for granted for as long as he pulls on that famous number 9 jersey, but the Reds will miss him when he's gone. After all, there's something that the cop wants you to know.